Leading Transport Transitions is an executive program we designed specifically to enable city leaders, urban leaders in emerging economies to deal with transport transitions, by which we mean an attempt to ensure that we are far more rapidly accelerating into sustainable urban transport, have the supporting policies, the behavior change, the infrastructures and services in place.
And this with people that really are in a position that they can shape urban mobility in their cities. That's why we selected higher level participants from all over the world, Latin America, Africa, Asia, mayors, vice mayors, higher level management positions, so they can bring in their case studies and try to think how it resonates in their cities.
I would like to have sustainable transport intervention in my city in India, especially for low carbon fuel public transport.
We want to provide the city with 100% electrical buses. We want to serve the city and the main corridor of the city, 3 main corridors of the city with lines.
Sí. Bueno, en Curridabat tenemos varios años de estar tratando de implementar algunas medidas de movilidad sostenible, como la ciclovía. Algunas rutas ya están implementando esta nueva forma de moverse en la ciudad, y también estamos tratando de implementar espacios de caminabilidad para los peatones, principalmente ampliando los espacios de acera y haciendo algunas divisiones inclusive con material natural, es decir, con naturaleza que acompaña también la estética de la ciudad, principalmente para reducir también las velocidades en zonas residenciales o en zonas de alto tránsito de peatones o en zonas escolares.
Our challenging is about first and last mile traveling, because when people move from their residence to the train station, there are still quite many obstacles.
The sustainable transport intervention that I would like to advance through this program is to advocate and then pursue the implementation of digital fare payment solutions on our public transport services in Accra.
So the idea was here at LSE Cities, together with LSE Cities and C40 Cities, and financed by the German development agency GIZ, funded by our fellow Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, trying to showcase what urban mobility can look like when it comes to active mobility, low emission zones, public transport, showing what you could do in your city and how you can get there.
C40 Cities is a global network of nearly 100 mayors united in action to combat the climate crisis. And there are many sectors that we work in with our cities, including transport. Our public transport network aims, for example, to support cities in implementing more ambitious action to invest in public transport and get more people out of cars and onto sustainable modes.
As part of the in-person module, we are convening our participants for 3 days in London and have been going through a program that is catering specifically for the advantages of coming together here in London.
Sí, bueno, el programa nos ha permitido conocer también de primera mano o primera fuente cómo lo están haciendo otras ciudades del mundo, y para nosotros particularmente es muy importante ver cómo, por ejemplo, Londres ha logrado reducir el impacto ambiental o la brecha ambiental que había generado años atrás, y cómo ahora más bien los niveles de contaminación están disminuyendo. Eso es un gran mensaje para ciudades pequeñas como Curridabat en Costa Rica, que si bien es cierto, tal vez no tenemos grandes problemas de contaminación, pero podríamos tenerlo en el futuro. Y es importante generar proyectos desde ya para no llegar a esos niveles que puedan afetar la calidad de vida.
Olha, acho que os desafios são diversos, né? Até porque o que é interessante é que nós temos pessoas dos mais diversos países e das mais diferentes realidades. Então, no nosso caso, por exemplo, nós temos alguns desafios que têm muito a ver com a característica da nossa região. Um deles é a integração entre a nossa rede fluvial e a nossa rede que fica no continente, a rede de transporte terrestre. Mas, além disso, nós também temos o nosso projeto piloto de eletromobilidade, o que vai fazer uma transição entre a nossa frota a combustão para a nossa frota elétrica. E além disso, acho que o terceiro desafio é a integração entre a nossa rede de transporte público coletivo com a nossa rede cicloviária. Eu acho que esses daí seriam os maiores desafios nesse momento. E o que é interessante é que esses também são desafios de outras pessoas desse grupo. Eu acho que essa troca vai ser muito interessante para todos.
I have a challenge with cycling. People don't have lanes that they could cycle, and also pedestrians don't have walkways. So I'd like to discuss these things with my peers that have a proper cycling and pedestrian system in their cities.
Para mí es muy importante poder contar con una conversación en la cual podamos compartir experiencias exitosas, pero también fracasos respecto de políticas, prácticas que hayamos implementado o que estemos pensando implementar y las dificultades para hacerlo en torno a la movilidad sostenible. Yo tengo un desafío y el desafío es poder incrementar el uso de la bicicleta, la caminata, el cambio de conductas, de hábitos de las personas.
That's the main challenge in a lot of cities. We are working, supporting that an increase in population and mobility also means an increase in a public or in a mode share that's not sustainable at all. No?
The challenge is somehow to transfer the mobility that now happens on vehicles, on car, into public transport and the pedestrians.
In meiner Stadt haben wir so die verlassenen Schienen, also von Eisenbahn, das war irgendwann mal historisch. Und das können wir benutzen für Straßenbahn. Vor 100 Jahren hatten wir das schon in Kolumbien. Und was wichtig für uns, also Finanzierung zu bekommen, weil das sind die Projekte, also so Makroprojekte sozusagen, also die werden dann praktisch also nicht nur von unserem so Staatshaushalt finanziert natürlich, also auch selbst der Staat, also Bundesregierung, kann auch dafür wahrscheinlich auch nicht 100% beteiligen.
One of the major insights I think we're gonna take away as a development bank is all the roadblocks and all the obstacles that city managers and high-level officials actually face when trying to communicate transport initiatives. So we've always concentrated in the technical assistance and having the project ready. And of course we know there's a communication part that is important, but I feel like in this day and age, that communication it's a major part of the process of program development, of project development itself.
The way we engage different stakeholders to make sure that our agenda are implemented from the government institutions, the civil society, the media, trying to explain the agenda, trying to win people understanding your agenda, try to to make your agenda inclusive to different stakeholders, especially the community.
The course is very interesting and really important for all decision makers, and the course what give me personally and on the future time what I will be used is that communication is the key, and right player should be defined from the beginning and not to avoid any kind of discussions what will be needed in order to solve the problem.
Well, this program is giving me more tools, especially the negotiation and the political skills that are required right now.
Through this class, I've learned that the importance of combining innovation, collaboration and resilience in facing these challenges.
I think that having an exposure on this program will give us insight in Accra to be able to understand the dynamics involved and then the institutions that we need to engage to be able to make a good argument and also to manage our expectations in making sure that our project goals are successful.
Leading Transport Transitions is an executive course that's ultimately committed to driving change in such a direction that it benefits local people by delivering more equitable transport systems, more accessible urban development, and ultimately also deals, of course, with planetary concerns around climate change and ecosystems. We do know that the transport sector currently is moving into the wrong direction, regardless of all the efforts that are done. And the more we can collectively build sort of a space for thought, a space for practice, a space for mutual learning, the more likely are we going to see interventions that put us onto the trajectory on all of those hyper-local as well as global objectives which relate to our transport systems.